Hello Internet! In today's episode I would like to go into the ups and downs of my journey into wood turning. In this video I will turn my first bowl out of layers of different wood. While I was waiting for my new wood lathe to arrive, I pushed the limits of what I can do with my homemade wood lathe. The new wood turning lathe, in combination with the ordered high quality lathe chuck, will offer many new possibilities and of course will be much safer than a homemade machine. Nevertheless, caution is also required here, as we will see in the video. So much to say, a 5 kg block of wood can reach enormous speeds when it comes loose from the chuck, but more on that later in the video. For my bowl I started with gluing of 5 wooden boards of 5 different types of wood. In addition to oak and acacia wood, I added a layer of bamboo. For me as a beginner with my equipment, the workpiece was quite a challenge. The weight of the workpiece, the combination of the different wood boards and the changing direction of the wood grain was very difficult to handle. On the outside and also on the inside was a mixture of side grain and end grain. It soon became clear to me that I could only machine the workpiece with the right tool for end grain, especially for hollowing out the bowl. Therefore I bought a bowl gouge that did a great job on this. While waiting my new wood lathe to arrive, I started to turn the outside shape with my old shop-made lathe. It was difficult because I did not have the right tools at that time. It worked, but the overall process was difficult, very time consuming, and a lot of sanding was involved. Maybe you know my video of my homemade wooden lathe. I will set a link here in the video. It's a great tool and relatively easy to make. For all who only want to try a little wood turning, the build of a homemade wood turning lathe is an interesting alternative. But caution is advised. but you have to be very careful. Working with homemade machines can be very, very dangerous, and everyone has to pay attention to its own safety and has to act on its own risk. As always, please take care. This video is for demonstration purpose only and not a tutorial, not a working instruction or guide in any way. Please mind the disclaimer in the video and in the video description. Just a quick note when starting with your own shop-made lathe. My experience was that next to the machine, the wood turning chisels and tools are very, if not more important for the overall process and the result of your wood turning work. You should definitely start with a good set of wood turning tools, but more on that in another video. You should definitely start with a good set of wood turning tools, but more on that topic in another video. There was no way to hollow out the bowl with my old job-made lathe and the setup I had at that time. The headstock spindle and the mounting were far too weak, so I had to wait for my new lathe to arrive and start to hollowing out the workpiece with the new lathe. My new wood lathe is still a hobbyist machine, but it will fulfill my needs, at least for the time being. I combined it with a high quality lathe chuck, and in that combination the setup will be sufficient for many of my requirements. Learn from my experience, always take care, and read the manual provided with your tools before you use them. Here is an example how not to do it. The speed was set too high and the chuck was not fastened strong enough. So, fortunately, nothing serious happened and even the workpiece was undamaged. Just by luck. As the new lathe arrived, I switched to it for hollowing out the bowl, because there was no way to do it with my old setup. First, I drilled a hole and set the depth. In addition, the hole makes it a lot easier to hollowing out the workpiece. For most of the work, I have used my new bowl gouge to hollowing out the bowl. In the end, I sanded the inner side starting with the 80 grit sandpaper up to 600 grit sandpaper. Looking at the result, I'm pretty satisfied. Now I'm knowing I did not pick the easiest example to do, and this kind of wood structure could be even challenging for a more experienced wood turner. But we grow with the challenges we are facing. If there are any questions or suggestions, please enter them in the comments below. I will answer them if possible. Thanks for watching and feel free to subscribe to my channel. I will continue with more content in the next time, with a focus on DIY topics, workshop projects, 3D printing and self-made constructions and working techniques. See you, bye, and have a good time.